Everyone wants to know about how you steal balls, but we've sort of glossed over the fact that probably more of your job is securing your own ball, particularly if one of your centres gets taken out of the game and you arrive a little bit late.
Yeah, as a 7, people obviously look at all the breakdown stuff in defence, where how many turnovers do you get, but really, you might have 10 to 15 jackal attempts if you're pretty busy in defence, where in attacking, you might hit 30 to 40 rucks in international games. So attacking focus at a breakdown is probably slightly more important.
So what we're going to look at here is actually when the opposition beat you there, you're almost at a disadvantage. They've got onto the ball and how you clear them out. So talk us through a couple of the clips we've got here, Sam.
You've either got like a ball focus or a threat focus here. Bath do a great job. Harlequins have a clear threat coming into the ball here, and the attacking players notice this. One on the legs, nice lever, and the other one is around the armpit, croc roll as we call it. So they get rid of the threat, take them out of the game, that turns into a good clean. Similarly again, similar match, threat gets straight back up on the floor, on his feet. You can't really try and secure the ball, you have to get rid of the threat there. Good win of the shoulder battle, as we say there. This is the best example of winning the shoulder battle. Real good jackal attempt here. This is an immense clean. Normally that would probably result in a croc roll from most players, but he's got really low. He's won the height of the shoulder battle and he's followed through with his feet, ended up in a real good clean.
OK, well, we've set up a few situations here with our demo team. So the first one we're going to look at is probably that last one. There's a little bit of separation here between the head of the jackaler and the ball itself. What are you looking to do?
If I was approaching this now, really, like I said earlier, you've got either a ball threat or a jackal threat, really. So I'd have a ball focus on this case. I don't think there's too much of a threat there. So I want to come in. You could have a one-man ruck in this situation. So you want to get in lower than him. You want to win that shoulder battle. Nice flat back. He's gone. That ball's ready to place then. You can have a one-man ruck there, and that ball's gone. So you can create quite a quick ball if the threat's not too hard on that.
And if his head's a little bit lower, there's nothing wrong with getting the back of your head under his face, because if you see a big head coming into your face, you tend to move out the way.
I use as a rule of thumb when I tell kids and stuff, I always, if your hand can brush the floor as you're approaching a ruck, then your shoulder height is low enough. So that would be a good sort of tip, really. If you can touch the floor as you approach the ruck within that 1 metre circle, then you're in a good place.
Let's go over here. Slightly different scenario over here. You see he's got the 1 foot forward. He's in quite a strong base position to stop that initial hit, but actually it's given him a bit of a side on. So what are you looking at there?
Well, here there's obviously a clear threat. So rather than a ball focus, you've got a threat focus here straight away. So you can see obvious levers, his arms and legs. There, you've got no other option but to blast him out of the way and get him out of the game. And rather than just hit a guy and let him go, make sure that you get a vice on him, you hold him, and you take him out of the game. Here, you probably get a nice lever on his arm and leg. You get him past the ball, through the gate, of course. But I'd make sure that you take him 2 metres past that ruck. He's out of the game. He can't bounce out and defend again, and then your 9's gone.
So you're almost trying to tackle him, but stay on your feet yourself. Tackle him past the contact.
Yeah, you don't want him to be involved in the next phase. You've got to get him out there.
OK, the last one we've got here. Now, this is probably the most difficult. You've probably been beaten by a good number, a couple of seconds here. Guys locked on the ball. It's the sort of position we see Pocock or Hooper get into. This is a bit squeaky bum time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a typical Pocock scenario. You know, he's super strong over the ball, and it's really hard to do. You see a lot of guys, they hit him, they don't really budge these guys. So you might have to revert to the croc roll, which is really the last case scenario. Really, is probably the slowest way of cleaning.
What's the technique of a croc roll then?
My first thing I would do is I'd want to hit him as hard as I could in the back here, just to try and make him unstable. Then you want to get a real good grip. So you can't go around the neck now because referees have said you can't go around the head and neck. So you've got to go around his armpits here. I get a nice good grip on my hand, keep that locked in, I squeeze his arms together as hard as I could. So after the initial collision, you hit him just to make him off balance, get a real good grip, and then you have to throw your body weight over to the left and he'll get off that ball.
Perfect. So you've been coaching our demo team, so we've got a couple of guys ready to roll that. So the first one, if you remember, you're going to try and get in between the ball and the head and clear him away. Good, like you said, he owned the shoulders there, didn't he? He won the shoulder battle. OK, the next one, this was the side-on one. So, again, here Sammy's going for these levers.
Threat here, so you've got to get him out of the game and off that ball. You can't focus on the ball, you've got to focus on the defending player.
OK, let's see that then. Good. Even get the head in between, underneath the rib cage.
Yeah, you want to get a good shoulder contact
lift up, yeah. And then the final one, the most difficult one.
No pressure.
Big pressure on you, the most difficult. Yeah! The hip toss. There we go, brilliant. Sam, that was such a clear description.
That was amazing. Steyn, Dippenaar and Kirshner.
Time out.
Well, here comes the card.
Ruck's formed, then he's got his hand in there.
So can the Bulls score twice in the last 7.5 minutes with the one-man advantage?
Is this a telling moment in the game?
Sefton spotted him well. Over the top from Hogan to Driscoll. Good tackle Felix Jones, but Hogan is there to receive the return ball. Penalty. Oh, penalty has gone Munster's way. Yeah, isolated. Paul O'Connell goes in, wraps him up. Penalty Munster.
Springboks getting out from that last breakdown. Now Brown gives it to O'Connor, and O'Connor can't get away from Habana.
Release him, 14!
Penalty against the Springboks. Another opportunity here for Matt Giddo.
Aplon, oh, he's nearly got away there, Hugh Aplon. Hogarth had to move like crazy.
So good, so good.
This young Francois Hogarth, who learnt his rugby down at Polders Gymnasium in the Cape, has been a huge asset to the Bulls.
Particularly early on, the breakdown. Stevens feeds Scott Brits. Had a quietish game 12 months ago. He'll be hoping to be a bit more involved this time, and Saracens have the first penalty. Leicester not releasing in the tackle.
I know you're on your feet, but you must release him first of all.
Very clear description by Wayne Barnes. If you're part of that initial tackle, even if you're just the assist tackler, if you stay on your feet, you've still got to let go of the ball. Make an effort to take your hands away from the ball, then you can go back on it.
Bulls as they launch another attack by Stechman.
7 whites.
Good clear. Was that dummy running? Was it obstructive running? It's very, very close. Stormers may have turned this round.
20 minutes remaining as Reid wins the line-out. Wepu sends it wide to McCaw. In turn it goes from Carter straight across for Smith. Taken down in centre field, Conrad Smith. All Blacks decide to drive it forward and they didn't release.
7. All right.
And it's...
There he is, a second arriving player. He is able to go in and contest the ball and wins the turnover.